hard to write about grief and loss because they're such complex emotions, regardless of exactly what you're talking about. I'm Sarah Kinsley. I'm a musician and a producer, and I live in New York, and I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you.
I definitely think, especially in terms of my mental health, music really is a super big factor.
I think music is really helpful with your mental health because it can really validate how you're feeling in a lot of different situations.
For me, if I'm ever having a day where I'm feeling a little more anxious or feeling a little more down, I look towards music to kind of make me feel better.
I used to struggle really bad with OCD, and whenever I heard songs about it, it like kind of made me feel validated because it can kind of, the mental illness can kind of make you feel like you're crazy, but you're like, everyone can experience this if they have this.
I feel like I'm so aware of how people interpret the lyrics that I write and the music that I'm making that there's this weird, like, very cyclical process that happens of, like, thinking of how a lyric will be perceived before it's even written. And sometimes that can kind of influence, like, how vulnerable I want to be. But especially with this album, like, I don't really think I held back.
I think that I love how Sarah really puts a lot of her emotion into her songs, and that's just how one reason why and how people are able to like connect with her so much and so deeply.
Definitely I'm Not a Mountain, from her not her first but one of her early EPs, The King. I love this song because it reminds me that I don't always have to be strong like a mountain. I can, like, I think she says I can crumble sometimes and everything will still be okay.
I think one of my like all-time favorite lyrics by her is the one where it's like, if we're still here by 45, like, if you don't marry someone, neither will I. Just because, like, I don't, like, it explains the relationships between women and, like, their friendships so well. And I feel like it's so, like, no one talks about it as much as it should be. I don't know. It's always, like, romantic love, but never platonic love. So I love that lyric.
It's incredibly spiritual sometimes because, you know, we rehearse and when we practice and we really methodically try to go through the music and the parts and what creates the songs, but then when you play them live in front of everyone else, it just completely changes. There's so much movement that happens at these shows, and I feel like the people that come are very willing to just like be a bit more free and liberated with their movement and just like come and do whatever. And so I really appreciate my music being like the vessel for that movement and for that energy, I guess.
I feel like definitely through music I kind of like gain confidence into speaking about mental health, especially since like in my mom's side of the family it's kind of taboo. I feel like I was able to like really feel seen when like it was kind of something that was like supposed to be suppressed, and I could kind of like be okay with the fact that like I'm going through something and like other people are too, and I'm not alone.
I kind of see like going to concerts as like an outlet, kind of almost like therapy a little bit, just a way to be myself, a way to be fun. And just like seeing Sarah especially, like I've loved her music for so long and I have never seen her before, and I traveled 3 hours to be here by myself, and I'm so excited. It's just gonna be so therapeutic.
I feel sometimes like so troubled by fate and like the bigness of the universe, but then you remember that like there's so many choices that you could attribute from before you were born that leads people to being in the same room, and it's just a very beautiful thing. It's like the next subconscious conscious choices that I make will lead me somewhere else, and I don't know, something about that is just very hopeful and very cool to me.